The 2024 Formula One season has been marked by an impressive evolution from Charles Leclerc. And now, the Ferrari driver seems to have finally reached his full potential, leaving behind the mistakes of previous years. Not only for his courage in securing victory in Monaco, his much-awaited triumph on the streets of Monte Carlo, but also for the way he handled strategic challenges, particularly the complex radio exchanges with his team. Ferrari, still without a car capable of competing with the powerhouses like Red Bull, found itself at a strategic crossroads. But Leclerc, with his determination and growth, made all the difference. And no one was more surprised by this than Karun Chandhok. In a detailed analysis on his podcast for Sky Sports F1, Chandhok made an accurate assessment of Leclerc's journey, highlighting his overcoming of a crucial aspect that had been limiting his performance in previous seasons: indecision during key moments. For Karun, Leclerc not only improved his on-track performances, but also matured in his communication with the team. In the past, Ferrari had been bogged down by strategic errors, but in 2024, the Monegasque showed more confidence, especially when it came to important decisions on the radio during races. Leclerc had finally overcome the weakness that, according to Chandhok, had been an obstacle to the team's success. What really stood out was Charles' evolution. In previous years, he was often indecisive when it came to strategic choices, and that directly reflected in the results. The team struggled to make clear decisions, and failures at crucial moments cost them valuable points, Chandhok said. But this season, Leclerc did an excellent job. He and Ferrari finally started to understand the importance of acting quickly and confidently, something that had clearly been a failure in the communication process with the team in previous seasons. This progress is remarkable, especially when we look at Leclerc's history with his team and the challenges he faced in building a more solid relationship with his engineers. In 2022, Leclerc had a brilliant season, but strategic failures and poor decision-making at crucial moments ultimately cost him the title. This same scenario did not repeat itself in 2024. Even with a car that was still not up to par with the favorites, Leclerc proved he knew how to race smartly, adapting to difficult situations and securing valuable wins, including his long-awaited home victory in Monaco and the impressive win at the Circuit of the Americas in Austin. Leclerc's strategic work in Monza, for example, is one of the moments that highlights his maturity. Under pressure from the McLarens, the Monegasque driver not only held the lead with precision but also applied a perfect strategy to ensure Ferrari was back on track for the season. His ability to defend his position was crucial in maintaining the team's morale during the most decisive races of the season. For Karun, this performance showed that Leclerc had reached a definitive evolution in his career. "I truly believe that 2024 was Leclerc's best season in Formula One so far. It wasn't just about winning races. It was about how he handled situations and how he matured as a driver. He was more focused, quicker in making decisions, and more committed to executing strategies precisely," said Chandhok. Leclerc's big challenge, however, remained his relationship with his team, something that had always been in the shadows. During 2022, strategic mistakes, along with a turbulent relationship with race engineer Brian Bosey, prevented him from reaching the level needed to challenge Verstappen for the title. Although the relationship with Bosey wasn't perfect, it's impossible to deny that there was significant growth throughout the 2024 season. Under the guidance of Frederic Vasseur, Ferrari's team principal, and with the addition of new approaches, Leclerc finally found balance with his team, which was directly reflected in his races. He had a complicated relationship with Bosey in the past, but over 2024 it improved a lot. This kind of harmony was a crucial factor in Charles's growth as a driver. Ferrari had its challenges, but Leclerc did everything possible to overcome those difficulties with solid performances, explained Chandhok. Moreover, the arrival of Lewis Hamilton to Ferrari brings a new dynamic to the team. Hamilton, with his history of success and undeniable chemistry with engineer Peter Bonington, will have to adapt to the new environment and Ferrari's new setup, and Leclerc, with his experience and quicker adaptation to the team, may have a slight advantage. In the end, even with Max Verstappen's dominance and the McLaren's show throughout the season, 2024 wasn't a lost season for Charles Leclerc. He not only secured significant victories, but also made important improvements in his driving style and in his ability to work with the team, positioning himself solidly in the Drivers' Championship. Finishing in third place behind Verstappen and Lando Norris, Leclerc proved that when Ferrari finally gives him the necessary support, he has everything it takes to fight for the top. Therefore, Leclerc's 2024 season was not just about podiums and occasional wins, but above all, about the evolution of a driver who finally left the mistakes of the past behind and took control of his career brilliantly. Karun Chandhok, always attentive to the details and the evolution of drivers, hit the nail on the head when he said this was undoubtedly Leclerc's best season in Formula One. And with what lies ahead, the Monegasque's future at Ferrari looks brighter than ever. After a season of ups and downs, Alpine, despite showing signs of recovery, still finds itself far from where it truly wants to be in Formula One. While the team's performance started dramatically with issues in the Renault engine and underwhelming results at the Bahrain Grand Prix, the situation began to change, especially after a series of updates that gave the team a fresh boost, culminating in a double podium finish at the São Paulo Grand Prix. However, the motivation behind this shift in direction goes far beyond technical adjustments. It is directly related to an imposing figure who returned to the team's backstage, Flavio Briatore. Flavio Briatore, a key figure in Renault's, now Alpine's, history, has an undeniable record of success, having led the team to 2 world championships with Fernando Alonso. His return as Alpine's executive advisor brought a new approach to the Enstone team, and his impact is already being felt. If, before, the French team found itself stagnant in the middle of the grid, with some brilliant performances like Esteban Ocon's win in 2021, but lacking consistency, Briatore's presence now seems to have introduced a focused, relentless work regime with added motivation. This shift in mentality is not merely a detail, it is what could propel Alpine to the top of Formula One in the coming years. According to Michael Schmidt, the new working environment at Alpine is a direct reflection of Briatore's personality. With Alpine, of course, it's another fear-based regime. Flavio Briatore has no relatives. He simply succeeds and says, if someone makes a mistake once or twice, they're out. This relentless approach, which may seem harsh, is what is driving the team to achieve more consistent results. Alpine, which had suffered from reliability issues and struggled to have a competitive car midway through the season, now finds extra motivation not to make mistakes and fail again. For Briatore, this means hard work with no margin for repeated errors. The team doesn't have time to hesitate or get distracted by mistakes. This dynamic has proven effective, as after the updates and strategic adjustments, Alpine made significant progress, surpassing Haas and moving up in the Constructors' Championship standings. It is in this context of transformation that Briatore plays a crucial role. Although not a technical expert, his instinct for leadership and achieving results extends beyond mechanics and engineering. His direct, no-nonsense style is exactly what Alpine needs to reach the next level. He knows that for Alpine not to get lost in the margins of Formula One, it needs a motivated, focused team that is immune to the fear of failure. And the team is clearly responding to this pressure impressively. Briatore, with his unique ability to get the best out of his drivers and team, has brought an atmosphere of urgency and performance, essential for the team's growth. But despite the progress made, Alpine's future is still far from guaranteed. The French team heads into 2025 with a significant challenge: the promotion of Jack Doohan, a young Australian talent, to the driver's seat alongside Pierre Gasly. Doohan, who has been preparing for years, had a testing journey marked by difficulties, including a Pirelli tire test for 2026 that did not go as expected. This puts extra pressure on the 21-year-old driver, who now needs to show that he has the speed and capability to keep up with Gasly, especially in a team that doesn't tolerate mistakes. Alpine, under Briatore, has already shown that it does not hesitate to make tough decisions, and if Doohan does not impress, he could be replaced quickly. In fact, the possibility of a substitute, such as young Colapinto, is not out of the question if Doohan fails to meet expectations. Alpine, with Briatore at the helm, does not allow opportunities to be wasted. The team needs quick results, and any driver who does not align with this goal will have to leave. Briatore, with his pragmatic approach, has already shown that staying with the team is not a right, but an achievement. Therefore, Doohan's future at Alpine depends not only on his ability to adapt, but also on his ability to deliver consistent performance. The pressure, of course, is immense, but it is precisely this kind of environment that can transform the drivers and the team. If Alpine wants to establish itself as a competitive force in F1, it will need, more than ever, An unbeatable team effort, with every member giving their best. And with Briatore overseeing the backstage and keeping everyone on track, the French team has a real chance to improve its performance. Formula One does not forgive, and Alpine knows this better than anyone. What lies ahead is a season of tests and overcoming obstacles, with Briatore undoubtedly being the key piece for Alpine to truly reach new heights.